guys, this is Katja with Creative Image Studio. Today something completely different. I have watched several of Tim Holtz's videos lately and I tried my hand at some watercoloring. Now I used distress inks because that is what I have, so I used some mini ink pads and some distress markers, and then a watercolor brush pen. This is a Tim Holtz one, but I think almost every other brand has these, and they are not too expensive. You fill them with water and then you do your thing, and I'm going to show you what I did, well, some of what I did in the video. But first, what I did. So I bought myself some watercolor cardstock, and of course there are like thousands of brands, and I just bought mine at a local art store, so I don't think the brand matters a lot. So this is an aquarelle or watercolor cardstock. So this paper is meant to, well, it's very porous of course, and it's meant to spread your ink when you are coloring with water. And I cannot draw myself, well, not well enough at least, so I bought myself a nice little stamp here. So this is the stamp that I used for this card, and I did two. So here I followed a bit of the color palette that is in the stamp example, though not exactly, but just, you know, a little bit of the greens and the oranges here. And then I did another one and chose a completely different color palette just for fun. So this is more of a blue and violet and pink palette. And when I finished it, I went around the edges with some distress ink. So I just blended it over the edges on both cards. And then I just cut a piece of colored cardstock. So for instance, this one here. And I just cut a strip from it, like this. And then I simply glued my watercolor cardstock onto it. And then cut it to size. So that is a very easy way to do it, and the same goes for this one. So I chose a pink base here and didn't do anything else to it. So like I said, I am going to show you some of the technique that I used, but I didn't film myself coloring these cards, but I did do an envelope with this one, and I am going to do an envelope for this one as well, and that is the one that I filmed. So just to start, you will see me work on a white envelope, and this is a very simple envelope. So it's a very thin paper, very porous. It's not meant to be wet and re-wet and re-wet. It's not a watercolor paper, so it does, you know, bend a bit, but it doesn't matter. It's just an envelope. So what I did is I first stamped this stamp in archival ink, and then went on and watercolored it. So you will see me work on a white envelope that has already got this stamp in yellow this time. So you can see me work on it from there. So let's take a look. So what you see me do here is first create a palette. Now I set up my workspace like a Tim Holtz mixed media glass mat. I don't have that one, as you can see, so I have bought a glass craft plate by I think it was X-Cut or something, and then I shoved a craft mat underneath it. So I am using the craft mat to create a palette with some mini ink pads and some distress markers, and well, I chose the palette to match the card, and as I said, I already stamped in archival ink onto the envelope. Now I also did I folded a paper towel, a kitchen towel, and put it into the envelope because, like I said, the paper is very thin. It is not meant to be wet and re-wet, so I thought I'd just help it a bit. Now here is the watercolor brush pen. So now I'm going to just pick up some color and start coloring. And I started with the lightest color in the center because of course I will have to write on that, put an address there. So I wasn't going to do any dark colors. And then I thought I'd just do a bit of a circle and like a color explosion work from the inside out. And of course you can clean the craft mat, just spritz some water onto all of these water reactive inks and then just use a kitchen towel and clean your craft mat, and that's it. Alright, so here it is, and I heat dried this, so I used a craft tool to just get this dry quickly. And here you can see more of the details, so I intentionally had the colors bleed over this fold line here. So this is the envelope, and then you open it up and you have this, well, I think it's rather nice. Just, you know, this bleed of colors, I like that effect. And of course I didn't see that my glass mat had some ink drops on it, but actually I like the effect as well. It looks really handmade. And the fun thing with this is that although it is a thin paper, it is the ideal practice run, an envelope, because you know people will throw it out anyway, so it doesn't matter whether it's perfect or not. So if you have some perfectionist tendencies, try your hand at some envelopes, because you know it will be thrown out. So it will help you get over yourself, as it were. So I hope to have encouraged you thereby to try this yourself. So thank you for watching, guys. Press the like if you like this video. Let me know what you think of this in the comments and if you have tried something like this yourself. So thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.